Hey guys, welcome to Roast My Copy, a mini series designed to help you get more leads and clients for your business, all by mastering copywriting, which in my opinion is one of the most important skills you can learn in business and in marketing. And through this series, what I do is I actually break down and review, in this case, emails, cold outreach emails, and review the scripts, review the offer, and show you, what stinks, what's good, what's amazing, and how I would actually make it better. And we're going to have some fun along the way, because if learning is fun, then you'll do more of it and make more money. So let's talk about copywriting. So real quick, let me ask you a question. When was the last time you bought anything without reading words? Let's say it was something in your personal life, something for your house, something for your car, something for your business, right? Food. You've never bought anything without words, right? Because everything is based on words. Words are the medium in which transactions happen, right? Words are the instrument, right? Whether you buy something online or offline, you have to read something before, right? Even if a friend tells you about something, that's still words, right? Even if you know what product you want, you still have to look at it and look at the price and look at the title, right? So no matter what, everything you buy everywhere involves words. So don't you think it's a very important skill to learn, is of how to use words in a way that persuade people to take action, right? That's what copywriting is. So today we're going to roast some copy. Potentially hurt some feelings, but all in good fun. And let's get into it. So here's how this is going to go down. I've got a couple different cold emails here, and I'm going to rate them according to this framework. So this is my framework that we've developed from our agency and from my many years doing this. And I'm going to rate them according to these factors, and then just give it a score. And it's either going to be an okay email, it's going to be a great email, or it's going to be a puke email. So that's how we're going to categorize these. But all this is going to help you actually learn how to write better copy. Now, whether you're doing outbound email, LinkedIn DMs, cold calling, this is going to be really about outbound copy in a B2B scenario. But again, you're going to learn principles of copywriting that you can apply to advertising, landing pages, even sales communications, right? Because copy is copy, right? And psychology is psychology. So that's how it's going to go down. And the problem I found with learning copywriting is there's a lot of theoretical stuff that is not very useful, right? It's you really have to get better. To get better, you have to actually work and bad work and have it be broken down, right? You actually have to look at the patterns, right? So you want to look at successful copy, and you want to actually have your copy reviewed and improved in order to get better. So I want to make this series to make it very tangible, very actionable, right? Because to me, this is how I learn best. It's through real life examples and actually just doing this stuff, right? So while I can't help all the people, all of you that are watching this video, while I can't actually review and edit your copy or edit your campaigns in your cold email campaigns, unless you actually work with us. Well, I can't do that. This is the next best thing. And by the way, if you want to have your copy roasted, you can submit it in the comments. You can just put a link to it, or you can just type roast in the comments, and I'll reach out and we may feature your copy in one of the upcoming editions, and you'll get free one-on-one consulting. So let's get into the emails. And by the way, if you're wondering who the heck I am and why am I qualified to teach you this stuff, I've been doing sales and copywriting for really about 12 years now, since I was 18 years old. I'm 30 now, and our agency Revenue Boost has helped hundreds of clients, over 400 now and counting, with their cold outbound campaigns, email, LinkedIn, etc. And through that, I have a team now that does a lot of this, but I still do some of the copywriting myself. Through that, we've almost launched like 1,000 campaigns. I think it's somewhere around 700 to 800, and each one of those will usually have 3 steps and 3 variants, so maybe 10 emails each being tested. So I've probably, as some back of the napkin math, worked on copy for 6,000 to 7,000. Is that math right? 700. Yep. At least 6,000 to 7,000 actual emails, right? So this is all coming from I've just seen all the patterns, and I know what works and I know what doesn't. And also, some people wonder, does cold email still work? I just bought something today from a cold email person. I just also booked a call with someone that cold emailed me. So I'm also always learning from the cold emails I get, but cold email definitely works. Anything works. It's just about the words you use, right? It's the words, it's the offer, it's the niche. So anyway, just wanted to say that because, obviously there's a lot of people online teaching stuff about marketing, but I just want to show you that all this is actually based on the frameworks that we use day in and day out for our clients. So here's the first one. Now, funny enough, this is actually a YouTube guy, and I had a call with his team that must have spoke a year ago. I'll give it to this guy, Greg. He's one of the most persistent cold emailers I've ever seen. Actually, probably the most, because I replied to an email from him a year ago, maybe even a year and a half, and he's still nurturing me. He's still sending emails. He's still even cold emailing me. He probably shouldn't be cold emailing me. So note to Greg's team, you should probably remove me from your outbound list, because you don't want to be doing outbound to someone who's already a lead or potentially even a customer, right? But anyways, I'm on his warm list now, and his follow-up has been absolutely top notch. And I just got this email from him today, And let me just break it down. So let's roast it. So first I'll break down what I like, what I don't like, and then I'll give it a rating according to these factors, okay? So I'll explain what the factors are in a minute, but this is the golden goose right here. This is the cheat sheet. So let's just read the email. Hello, AJ. You're likely getting many messages from people that don't have a track record. Ooh, actually, wait a second. This is the first email. This is the follow-up. Okay. Hi, AJ. I noticed you run an agency helping businesses get more leads and scale, so I wanted to reach out. My name is Greg. I help agency owners like you use YouTube to sign more clients and scale. We've had success with clients like Nick Dariot, Justin Lalonde, helping them grow their channels past 10K, book 10 to 20 sales calls a month with qualified brands. We also help Sky, lead generation agency owner, close 5K deals in 34 days, multiple deals ever since at 100% close rate. 100% close rate. I'm looking for one more agency owner who's looking to stand out in that niche on YouTube and is looking for more clients. Can I send you more information? Well, Greg, maybe I would like some more. So this is one of the better cold emails I get, but there are some things that could be improved. So let's break it down bit by bit, and then I'll break down the framework after. So let me just highlight everything I like. Let's do green. This is why I love whiteboards. Miro, Miro is such a great tool. Okay, let me highlight the green stuff that I like. Pop, and I'll explain in a second. Dup. Okay, open the other channels past 10K. Qualified brands. Okay, that's green. Now let me cover red. I wish I had brown so I could make it poopy, but red. Don't know this guy. Anyways, let me mark it, then I'll explain each one. What does that mean? Don't like that. We all know this is fake and cheesy. Oh, and also there's no, you can see it here. He has no profile photo, which looks sketchy. He has no signature either. I don't have it here, but there's no signature, which is a huge deliverability problem. So that's the red. Let me break it down each part. Okay. So the green part here, here's what I like. It's moderately personalized. So he's using probably Clay to do. I have a free course on my channel about Clay of how, if you're wondering how you can, if you're wondering how do people actually personalize their emails or their outbound messaging in the right way, like in a way that doesn't sound terrible, because a lot of it is bad. Go watch the video, go watch my free course on Clay. We have a whole mini course link down below, free on Notion, and we have Clay videos in there. But Clay is the tool that does this. This is one of the better personalization I've seen. So I run an agency business helping people get more leads and scale. So he's basically using Clay to analyze my website and see what kind of business I am, and then also see what I help, who I help, and then what I help them do. But he did it in a way that actually sounds good, because a lot of times people use AI personalization and it just sounds really fake, really AI written. The second that people can tell your content's AI written, you lose a lot of credibility, right? Because it just feels lazy, right? And they're trusting, is this actually your information or is it actually just straight from ChatGPT, right? People are trying to follow someone because they want to learn from that expert, not from ChatGPT. So I know this is AI, but I know it's AI done well, because he's basically prompted the AI to speak very, very conversationally. So he's got the tone to fit in with the rest of his email. Again, I'm not gonna talk about how to do this today, because I have videos on my channel about Clay, and you can check that out. Check the link in the description. Hey, real quick, how would you like a free 7-hour mini course on exactly how to start and scale outbound campaigns that book you appointments and get you clients? If that sounds good, then click the link in the description and download it real quick. This is free, my gift to you as a subscriber. And definitely download this unless you hate leads and you don't want to grow your business. If that's the case, then don't do it. But otherwise, grab it and put it to work right away. I mean, this is literally so action-packed, so straight to the point. You can pretty much just go through the whole course in a day, implement it tomorrow, and start getting booked appointments the next day. So it's very, very easy to follow. Grab the link in the description down below. Hope you enjoy it. And also, if you don't want to do this yourself and you would actually just like to hire a team to run outbound campaigns for you and book you sales appointments, then there's also a link in the description to book a call with my team and I, where you can actually just see what it would look like to have us just do all this for you. Anyways, thanks for watching, and let's get back to the video. So this is good personalization, and it's not anything crazy complicated. It's not anything fancy, but it basically says, I know what your business does. I know who you help, and I know what you help them do. And that at least shows that this guy did his research. Now, I'm an AI cold email guy. I'm an AI lead generation guy. So I know this is AI, but most people wouldn't know, because this is written very well. Also, we called out my niche again. Very important. It's really important to demonstrate that you can help people like this person. You have to call out the avatar, because people are always wondering, people always have the objection of oh, this sounds good, but maybe it's not for me, right? And then also his value proposition is clear. We help you use YouTube to sign more clients. It's not very unique, but at least it's specific, right? I maybe should, do I have yellow? I don't know why. Okay, here we go. I'm going to change this to yellow, the value proposition. There we go. That could be better because it's not unique, but it is specific, right? Because it's saying YouTube to sign more clients. Like I'm a client-based business. So where some people will go wrong is they'll say, we help you use YouTube to get more users or YouTube to get more customers. Well, I'm an agency. I wouldn't refer to my clients as customers or users. I'd say clients. So if he was going to send this to a SaaS business, software business, he should change this to users. And maybe you can also, by the way, automate that with Clay. So it's a specific value proposition, but it's not unique. Your value proposition has to be specific, has to be unique, and has to be useful. It's three very important things, right? Let's go to the next parts. We've had success with clients like Nick Darriott and Justin Lalonde, helping them. So I put this as green because I know this guy. I don't know who this other guy is, so it's red. If you use social proof and no one knows who you're talking about, it's not really that helpful. Also, I put this as green because it's a specific numerical value proposition, and it's also reasonable. So have you guys ever seen those ads where it's like, we're going to get you 200 appointments in your business and 1,000 clients or you don't pay? No, those are terrible. They don't work. And if they do work, they attract the lowest quality, least sophisticated buyers because your claim has to be believable, right? You're better off saying, in this case, he's a marketing agency. So this is just an example, but you're better off saying, I'm going to get you 10 sales calls a month than 500 because people don't believe you when you say 500, right? So in marketing, you got to make a claim and then you have to support that claim, right? So this is good because it's also realistic. And for a business of my size, an extra 20 sales calls a month is great. Honestly, all 7-figure businesses are going to be happy with an extra 20 sales calls a month if they're good ones, right? So this is specific social proof, and it's relevant social proof. It's relevant to me, and it's numerical. So people have to be able to. So here's a good tip for value propositions. People have to be able to, imagine and see what you're going to get for them, right? It has to be visceral, right? So I can imagine 10,000 subscribers and I can imagine 20 sales calls on a month. I can see that on my calendar. I can see it in my YouTube, right? So your value proposition has to be intangible. Have you ever seen any email or ad or Facebook ad where it's using just these buttons? What the hell are you after? So your value proposition has to be so tangible that they can see it. Imagine that they could hold it in their hand, right? Also, it kind of it was kind of a little bit of copy blue balls here because the value proposition was really good. The value proposition was great here, but then he let me down a little bit with qualified brands because that's kind of the wording isn't that good there. He could have used Clay AI to analyze my website and look at my target clients. So he could have used Clay to say, hey, what niches does AJ work with? And then fill that in here, right? Because you could tell my site that I work with B2B high ticket service companies. I work with B2B SaaS companies, right? We work with agencies. If he put that in here, that would have been rock solid. But yeah, a little bit of a letdown there. Green, again, this is the same thing. He's just calling out my niche. Very specific results, 5K deal in 34 days. Again, see how believable it is? Guys, so this is different depending on every market, but in general, consumers as a whole are sophisticated. They're skeptical. We've all been promised things by marketers and companies that have disappointed us, right? I'm a big believer in just modest, humble claims because people believe it and they trust you, right? And trust is key in sales. You cannot have a sale without trust, right? So this is realistic. Now, this isn't going to excite me so much and seeing a 5K deal in 34 days, that's not going to dramatically change my business, but it's oh, well, I can close an extra deal in the next month. And I at least know that it's going to work kind of quickly. So this is also speaking to a hidden objection. The hidden objection here is a common objection about investing money in YouTube, which I have. And I probably even told this guy when we spoke a year ago is that, oh, is it going to take me 6 to 12 months to work? So he's very smart by putting this in here because it shows that it's not going to take 6 to 12 months to work. We had a client get a deal in 34 days, right? Okay, now let's go to the red part. Greg, my guy, 100% close rate. Back to the believable. If your client did get 100, okay, so here's the thing. 100% close rate sounds good, but you don't just want to choose the highest number. You have to build trust, right? Disagree with me in the comments, but 100% close rate is not good to say because that makes me, so I'm a sophisticated business owner, meaning I've been around the block. When I see 100% close rate, I see two things. I see that if someone has a 100% close rate, they probably just had a couple of calls because it's probably just luck that you close the first 3 calls, right? Or it's just bullshit. If you have 500 sales calls, it is literally impossible you would close 100% of them. It just doesn't happen, right? So it either makes me think this is not believable or it's just he only had a couple of calls, right? Even if it's the truth, it's probably the truth because I've seen Greg's stuff and it's great and he's actually helped one of my clients as well. So I believe that it's true, but I would just reword this. You're better off, and also so by the way, for marketing, avoid using rounded numbers. You're better off saying 9.8K subscribers. You're better off saying 11 to 22 sales calls a month. And you're better off saying 98% close rate or something. I don't know. And I'm guilty of sometimes using round numbers, but I usually find that specific numbers work better. Why? Because they're believable. Okay, this whole line is red because, I mean, honestly, like maybe I should give this yellow. If you're watching this, Greg, sorry if I'm being hard on you today. But again, this is overall a really solid email. Oops, that's yellow. That yellow just went way off the rails. All right, you know what? I'm just going to stop trying. My hand is jittery today, I guess. A little too much coffee. I don't like this line because, okay, let me back up. It's not terrible. That's why I was trying to put it as yellow, but the mouse wouldn't let me. It's not terrible, but I don't know. I feel like maybe if you're targeting not very sophisticated business owners, this kind of works, but most people kind of, again, people are more skeptical. They're more sophisticated now. So it's kind of seems like fake urgency. I don't know if I'd call this fake urgency because he's not saying I only have room for one more client, but people kind of use this in that way. So I would usually just say like, better thing is like, hey, in the next month, we're taking on 4 more clients, right? Like, cause Greg's probably not looking for one more client. I'm sure if I had a client for him, 2 clients from him, he would take them, right? So again, this is me being very nitpicky. Probably most people are not going to even think this, but the whole point of the series is to really like dive deep and to help you unpack the psychology, right? A buyer psychology. And his call to action is great. Can I send you more information? Wonderful. This is why this is wonderful because it's low friction. So most people are saying, hey, can I get you on a sales call, right? But people don't see a lot of inherent value in a sales call. If you're going to, and also it takes their time. So when you're offering someone to hop on a call, yes, it's free, but it's not free because you're taking their time. And and smart, successful people value their time more than their money. So it's actually worse than asking them for their money. So can I send more information is asking them for time, but you're asking them for 2 minutes of their time, right? So we call these soft call to actions. They work really well because you're just, again, you're not asking for a lot. So basically here's a marketing principle. Make it extremely easy for someone to say yes. It's easy to say yes to more information, right? And once I reply with more information, then you can get me on a call. Because now at least once I reply saying yes to more information, now we're engaged. Now we're like in a conversation. And now he can use his sales skills to get me to the next step, which is a call, right? So great job, Greg, on that. Let's rate it to this according to this framework. So, okay, I probably should do another whole video breaking down this entire framework. By the way, guys, if you like this, let me know in the comments because I want to know what content you want to see more of. Also, I have a free mini course going deep into copywriting for outbound, but also like how to build outbound campaigns from A to Z, targeting, list building, AI, automation, how to use Clay, like deliverability, everything. So if you want a free course it's only like 7 hours long that gets you completely set up for getting clients through cold email, there's a link in the description. And I'm pretty sure my team just put it on Notion. So it's just like really easy to access. So, and it goes deeper into how we use AI to do these things as well as how to write copy. So hope you enjoy that. Link's in the description. And anyways, I'm going to go through the checklist now. So here's my checklist for good copy. So writing means like the writing skills, like, cause you could have a good email, but like it's not written well, or it's like too long or something, right? So this first category is the actual writing style. Like, is it written well? Right? All these other things down below is like what you're saying. This part, the writing part is like how you're saying it. So in copywriting, you got to have something good to say and you got to say it well. So writing, is it easy to respond? So is it a focus email? Is it easy to respond to it by only asking for one thing? You don't want to have a bunch of call to actions in your email, right? You just want to have like one. Yes. Checklist. Oh, why can't I write over this? Oh, because it's the same color. How the heck did that happen? Good. Is it short and simple? 6 sentences max? His email is exactly 6 sentences. So good on you, Greg. Does it sound conversational versus templated robotic? Are we building connection? This is probably one of the most like conversationally written emails. It really looks like it's actually Greg talking to me, right? Because, you guys all get a bunch of really bad, like, let me know in the comments if you receive a lot of really bad pitches through cold email or DMs on social media. Probably, and what do you not like about them? Let me know. I'm really curious. But mostly the bad ones I get, they just sound automated and AI. They just sound very robotic, right? And then I don't feel like I'm talking to a person. I feel like I'm talking to a company. No one wants to talk to a company. They want to talk to a person, right? So you have to build connection, right? Connection builds trust. A sale can physically not happen without trust. If you believe someone's going to scam you, you are not going to give them your money, right? Value per word. So every word, every sentence should add value, right? Here's another good copywriting principle. If you can remove a word or a sentence and still get the outcome, like still get the point across very well, that sentence or word should not be there, right? It's pretty good. Yeah, I didn't see a lot of fluff in his email, so his writing was pretty good. Strategy offer. His offer was YouTube to sign more clients and get 10 to 20 sale calls a month. Solid. Targeting, solid, because I'm his avatar. Product market fit. Yeah, he helps agencies, and I'm an agency, and businesses of my size are like a good fit for YouTube. So he's actually doing pretty good so far. Empathy, am I showing empathy, talking more about the person and their problem? Not really. I mean, let's see. My name is Greg, blah, 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 blah. We've had success. I'll say like yellow here. Well, I can't do yellow because I'll say orange. So most of it's about his company. My name is Greg. Here's our client results. He didn't show empathy about my problem or talk about like why I should use YouTube. It can work, but talk about the prospect more than you want to talk about your product. So prospect over product. What's in it for them? The benefit is extremely clear and appealing. If I was the person, would I respond or take a meeting? Yes. I mean, I already know Greg, but if I didn't know him, I would say, yes, give me more information. I would reply. But it's not unique, which I'm going to add another thing to this checklist later. It's not unique. Relevance. Yes, it's relevant. The pain points. So he's missing the pain points, but the desired results and the credibility is relevant to me because he's calling out other people in my niche that he's got results for. Like not my exact niche, not like B2B marketing, cold email agencies, but he's calling out other agency owners. So yes, the relevance is good. I'll give it like a so-so because he didn't talk about pain points. But again, you can still avoid pain points and get good results because if the outcome and the social proof is good, like that can be good enough, especially with a very logical offer like B2B done for you services, like agency services. So again, all these principles really apply a lot, matter a lot based on the context you're in. Components, subject line. What was the subject line? I don't have it here. We'll have to skip that for today. I'm assuming it was good if it got me to read it. His hook was his first sentences. His first sentence, AJ, I noticed you run a business agency helping businesses get more leads. So his first sentence got me to read. Why is it this color now? I clicked this. Okay, weird. Oh, it's because of the loom thing. That's why. I figured it out. Good subject line, good hook. So the first line so basically another copywriting principle is every single sentence should lead you to the next sentence, right? It doesn't matter how good your body copy is. If the first line does not get them to keep reading, they're not going to read the body copy. So in copywriting, you want every single line it's almost like every single line makes a sale. The sale is selling you on reading the next line, right? So you want to just go down like a very slippery slide onto each line, right? So the hook was good because it's personalized and he's talking about me. So we had the empathy there, right? Value prop is great, but I would probably give it like a 50-50 because it's not unique, but still pretty good. Call to action, great. Deliverability. So this is where Greg is losing a lot of opportunity and probably a lot of booked calls. So there's no email signature and there's no profile photo. When you have no profile photo, Gmail doesn't like that. And it also makes you look sketchy. When you have no email signature, the person doesn't like it. It looks suspicious and Gmail doesn't like it. And here's what happens. When you have no email signature, so you need to have an opt-out in your email signature. Well, first of all, it's for compliance. Like you can actually get fined for not having that, right? So when you don't have an email signature or a way for people to opt out, it's not compliant. So worst case scenario, you could get fined. But also what happens is if I'm a person that receives your cold email and I don't want to receive your cold email, if you don't have a way for me to opt out, my only option is to mark you as spam, right? So it's basically making it easier for people to mark it as spam. Anyways, overall, I would say I will give Greg honestly, so this is a series about roasting my copy. I would say the copy is like 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10, which is, I would say maybe 8 to 8.5. But so the copy is, let's be generous and call it an 8. Yeah, I'd say 7 to 8. Let's say 8. But because of the deliverability, he's losing probably a lot of appointments because of that. So we'll give it like a 6 as a whole. But honestly, very well done. Like this, I'm sure it's getting results for him as is, but he could probably get way more results if he gets the deliverability better. So I will give, if we're going to call it an 8 for the copy, Greg is going to get a smiley face. So Greg, wherever you are, if you're watching this, you got a smiley face. So hope you can enjoy that and take it to the bank. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this series. If you did, let me know in the comments below. If you want me to roast your copy and even potentially rewrite it for you for free, you can just comment below, comment roast, and I will, I'll reach out. Anyways, grab that free course because I mentioned here about some copywriting principles and I mentioned here about how to use AI to write really good emails in the way that Greg did using Clay. All those videos are on my channel, so be sure to subscribe. And I have a free resource, a Notion page with links to really good videos. It's just like a mini course you could do in like, honestly, under 2 hours, right? So we have a longer mini course about outbound as a whole. And I also have a shorter, like 2 hour mini course that I just made for this video covering some of these principles in more depth. So both of those are down below. Enjoy that and go grab it. And I'll see you in the next video.
Hey, I'm AJ Cassata, co-founder of Revenue Boost. Really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you do, make sure to leave me a comment and definitely subscribe right now so that you're notified of all the cool stuff we're doing, all the cool tactics, tips, and strategies that we share here on the channel. We help B2B companies scale to 7 to 8 figures. We've helped over 400 clients and we can help you too. And we share some amazing stuff on the channel here. So really hope you enjoyed. And if you do, let me know in the comments and be sure to subscribe. All right, back to the video.